The pleasant walk from the medical school housing Bruyère's painting to the Salpêtrière hospital where Charcot worked takes about 20 minutes. Charcot would still recognize the route today. At the halfway point, the buildings turn modern. But once at the hospital gate, he would be reassured. The place looks much the same as he left it. It does, however, look very different than when he first arrived, and the changes had everything to do with Charcot himself. The Pitié-Salpêtrière Hospital constitutes a walled city within a city. It lies between the Place d'Italie and the Gare d'Austerlitz in Paris's 13th arrondissement. The hospital within this vast complex is the house that Charcot built. When he first came on the scene, it was little more than a hospice on the lowest rung of Paris's social welfare system, a dumping ground built on the outskirts of the city as a place to dispose of unwanted women. In their collective misery, Charcot saw vast potential. Within the span of a decade, drawing upon the reservoir of neurological disease at his disposal, he made his landmark discoveries, laying the groundwork for modern neurology. He lectured in pathological anatomy, trained a generation of pioneering physicians, and made his lectures and demonstrations an obligatory stop for any aspiring researcher, including a young Sigmund Freud. He built laboratories, invented new physiological measuring devices, introduced the use of photography, and was instrumental in excising religion from the institutional practice of medicine. But in one sense, the sprawling abundance of the Salpêtrière posed a great danger. The self-sufficient isolation of the place set Charcot up for the biggest mistake of his career. The building got its name from a gunpowder factory and storage annex, a saltpetery, erected on the site in the early 1600s. Within a few decades, King Louis XIV repurposed the buildings. The saltpetery gave way to a hospice for the indigent, but the original name stuck. At the time, Paris was increasingly overrun by society's cast-offs, and the Salpêtrière became a destination for women and wayward girls deemed unsuitable for the streets of Paris. Thieves, vagrants, prostitutes, alcoholics, blasphemers, epileptics, syphilitics, foundlings, the elderly, and the criminally insane. Rounded up on nightly patrols, many were housed in a prison on the site prior to being deported to America, as happened to Manon Lescaut in the famous novel of that name by Abbé Prévost. Those left behind added to a burgeoning population. In due course, a hospital was added. The Salpêtrière gave Charcot access to what he called a grand asylum of human misery and a museum of living pathology. He put it to good use. In the 1870s, he raised funds, ordered the construction of specialized laboratories, staffed them with bright young interns, developed a curriculum and a research agenda based on detailed observation, and attracted students from around the world. Breakthrough discoveries followed in quick succession and revolutionized the study and understanding of the nervous system. It is easy to see why. He opened the hospital to the surrounding community by establishing a free outpatient clinic. He built a dormitory for men in order to diversify his patient pool. He outfitted a 400-seat amphitheater in order to give demonstrations to the public, and these began to attract large audiences. Not just aspiring researchers, but the literati, the entertainment world, politicians, and a host of hangers-on descended upon the hospital each week to witness Charcot's lectures. A lot of this had to do with his star patient.